Everyone, I'm Ani, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science from Dr. SNS. Here is my lecture video series on the topic Java regress. It is a regression of Java, which is classified into different types. That is match result interface, matcher class, pattern syntax exception class, which defines as a package where the match result interface identifies the matcher matching a result that comes in interface, whereas matcher class identify the class which has the same object and it resembles. The next one is pattern class. Pattern is a set of alphabets or characters similar in the form of similar pattern and kind of patterns used in a class. The next one is the pattern syntax exception error. This used to analyze where the error or exception occurs in a pattern. Here, the next one we are going to see polymorphism. Polymorphism is the behavior of different types of objects in a class according to the changes occurs based on the behavior. For example, it is a real-time example of a polymorphism, such as if you take an ice cube, first the state of ice will be is a solid state. Then after it's kept for some time, it will become it melts into a liquid. After that, if water is boiled or heated, then the melted liquid will be evaporated. This is the different states of water or object that can be changed its own behavior according to the position. See, and the polymorphism is classified into two types, such as compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism is a static or a early binding method, and the runtime polymorphism is a dynamic or a late binding method. A compile time polymorphism, it denotes the methods already existed, whereas in the runtime polymorphism denotes the dynamic or late binding. It comes on after compile time. After runtime, it can executed or binded lately. Here is other types of polymorphism, such as static and dynamic. The static represents a method overloading, constructor overloading, and method hiding, whereas dynamic represents a method overriding. In the overloading method, we can add the extra classes that can be bind together, whereas in the method overriding, we can correct or change the properties which that are already exist. In method overloading, we cannot change any class or objects, but we can add a new object to the existing class. This is a method of static polymorphism, whereas in dynamic polymorphism, we can override a method that is already defined. See, what is the difference between overloading and overriding in a polymorphism? Overloading is a method where more than one methods can be shared with same name and different parameters with different return type. It occurs during compile time. Whereas overriding is a method of superclass which represents by child class which run in the Java virtual machine. These overriding can be performed during a runtime method. These are the following series that are uh, used in Java. Here is the basics. What is the typical structure of Java? It contains a document section, package declaration, import section, statements, interface section, class definition, class variable, methods, methods and behavior. These are the following things that can be shared in a Java package. Thank you for listening to my lecture series.